and welcome to episode 84 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I am Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes. Today, we are covering the 2012 release of Superman vs. the Elite, the animated movie.
Superman versus the Elite.
This movie was directed by Michael Chang, written by Joe Kelly, starring George Newbern, who apparently voiced Superman before in one of the other movies.
Really?
Yeah, they made a mention in the wiki to tell us that. So
I wonder if we didn't like that one. What movie, you know?
yeah, I'm not sure which one it was. It had to be an animated movie, though.
The animated series. So we are in 2012. He must have done, I'm looking at this thing right now, he did Batman Gotham Knight. He did Superman Shazam, The Return of Black Adam.
That's a newer movie.
Did you watch that?
Not yet. It's a newer one.
It came out 2010, though.
Did it?
Direct-to-DVD animated short film, Superman Shazam, The Return of Black Adam. It's a 2010 short animated.
It's not a movie.
It's a short?
It's a short, and it wasn't with anything, so we didn't cover it.
Why don't we watch that?
Because I didn't know it existed to right now. It's not
what
in any.
TJ?
I didn't even know it was in a list.
Come on, you're doing bad at this.
It's not even in the Wikipedia list.
TJ. By the way, he was a voice in the Batman Gotham Knight. That's why we know him. He voiced the Man in Black, Clark Kent, Guido. I'm not saying
and
that word.
He voiced Superman in Gotham Knight?
Yeah, Batman Gotham Knight, he did Clark Kent. So I guess Clark Kent, that's Superman. And he did Man and then Youth #3.
Okay. Anyway.
That's where we're going from.
It stars George Newbern.
Goddamn.
Paulie Perrette, famously known from NCIS. For most of you, probably know her from that. Robin Atkin Downes. We've seen that name a lot.
Yeah, he looks familiar. What's he from?
He's been in a lot of these superhero movies.
That makes sense, yeah.
A lot of the animated ones, too. Gray DeLisle? I'm not sure what that is. Cataro Colbert. Melissa Disney. Andrew Casino. D. Bradley Baker. Ogie Banks, Paul Idlin, who's from the Colonel from Metal Gear Solid, for anyone interested in that. Troy Evans.
Nerd. Sorry.
Jennifer Hale, prolific video game voice actress. Stars in Mass Effect, is the one I know her most from. David Kaufman, Pamela Kosh, Jeff LePens, Marcel Lentz, Tara Strong, who's another prolific voice actress that we've come across here. She did Harley Quinn in the Arkham games, I think. David B. Mitchell, Somali Materio, Lorraine Newman, Nolan North, also prolific video game voice actor, Henry Simmons, Steven Stanton, Fred Tatasciore, obviously Bruce Timm, he's in every one of these, Julie Whitner, and Rick Zeif. So that is all the credits.
Nice.
The movie is an hour 16 minutes long, and let's jump into the box office since, this did domestic DVD sales of 1,395,000, bringing total earnings to 3,210,000.
With $3,210,000 worldwide, domestically box office DVD sales, I hear you taking a sip, we are going to the top 100 of 2012. And the only reason I'm doing a top 100 because there's a movie in here I think TJ may have seen or probably knows about. So, yeah, I'm going to do it the top 5 of the top 100. So, 100 to 105.
Okay.
Nah, it's too like 112 to 110, 100. So, number 12, the Red Dawn remake.
Red Dawn, that name sounds familiar?
Wolverines! We get American gets invaded by Russians? Or no, Chinese, Japanese. One of the enemies during the 80s, because I think it was Red Scare, so I won't say it's the Russians. During the 1980s. Patrick Swayze.
No idea.
You never seen it?
No.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. We get invaded. It's like it focuses in like the Nebraska or somewhere like that. It focuses on like high schoolers trying to defend and like big guerrilla warfare. It's really good. It's really entertaining.
Like, the name sounded familiar, but when you started explaining it, no clue what you're talking about.
TJ. Then they redid it, and then the enemy was China at the time, and it's not good. So I just wanted to mention. I said 212 because I figured you saw the first one, but apparently not, TJ.
Nope.
Apparently not. So that made $50 million. At number 111, the 5-year engagement. At 110, The Three Stooges.
The remake? That one with the newer people?
Yeah, it had...
Wow.
I know it had Will Sasso and some other actors.
That is what, a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see it, but I know of it from trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
It was all around at that time.
I heard it was good, but it didn't perform well, obviously. At 109, Wolf Children. No idea what that is. Number 108, End of Watch. That's a Ben Stiller movie.
No idea.
That's okay. No, it's not good at all. It's bad. At 107, Lawless. I think it's Tom Hardy.
Nope.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf's in that one.
Well, that's another reason to say nope.
No, that's a lie. It's too much Tom Hardy. But Shia LaBeouf's not bad, TJ.
We've already discussed this, and yes, he is.
I know. I'm editing the Constantine podcast, and I was like, still at the time of defending him. I was like, he's really good, TJ. He's really good. I'm going to show you Peanut Butter Falcon. We're going to like it.
And we didn't.
No, we did not. 106, The Odd Life of Timothy Green.
No idea.
Yeah, no. 105, That's My Boy. It's an Adam Sandler movie. It's not good. At 104, Rock of Ages, the Tom Cruise movie.
The name sounds familiar.
I believe it's based, I know it's a musical, so I think it's based off a play.
But when you say Rock of Ages, the name that comes to mind is Jack Black, not Tom Cruise.
That's School of Rock, essentially. So, and like he would something. That's something he would sing.
Okay.
Number 103, Quartet. At 102 is a movie I want to talk to you about is Evangelion.
Evangelion?
Yes. ... 3.0. You can quote unquote not redo.
Is it a live action or an anime?
This is an anime.
Oh, well, I mean,
14 years have passed since the near third impact.
Evangelion is a classic anime, like super classic, like one of the most well known.
And we talked about, I've seen it, I enjoyed it, and then you were just like hard hating on it, like it's not good.
Yeah, no, there's
weird sexual undertones, it's gross. So like, it's anime, so course.
When did we have that conversation?
Oh, it's been a while, but I remember because I remember like I like this movie, TJ, or show. I like it. You can't take this from me.
I don't know if it was Evangelion we were talking about.
I'm pretty sure because I'm pretty sure it was that.
I don't think I'm as familiar enough with it to be able to confidently talk about it like that.
It was after you reviewed it for the first time, and I was talking to you about it, and I remember you hating it because of like the edgelord fan base and like the Christian.
No, that was Elfen Lied.
No, it wasn't this one. Oh well, it was that too. It was that.
It wasn't Evangelion. Yeah. I know Evangelion is mechs.
It's great. It's great.
And I'm not familiar enough with Evangelion to argue it like that, but like
Elfen was the other one. Yay!
It was Elfen Lied. That's disgusting. Let's not talk about that anymore. I refuse to promote that. And when I released that video, I didn't even give it a thumbnail.
TJ,
we refuse to promote this anime in every way. So this is the thumbnail.
I don't know. If you're doing the review, I think you still kind of like have to like, listen, we do not like what we just reviewed. What we have to do is because it's our show.
Yeah, and we did that. We did the podcast, but all the visual stuff on the YouTube side of it, I did not promote it in any way. It got no thumbnail. It's a good
anime, TJ.
They didn't give it a thumbnail, and when it came to like put a trailer in for it or like still images like I do for the anime stuff on the YouTube thing, what I did is I put a list. I wrote a block of text that said, here's a list of anime you should watch, and then every minute I put a new anime they should watch instead of Evangelion. Elfen Lied.
Dude, that's so fucked up. Like, Elfen Lied, it's really visually good. It's like a round piece.
It's not. It's disgusting in every way.
It's not disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Go out and watch it, guys. This is my recommendation.
Yeah, go watch child torture and porn. Sure.
Whoa, don't say it like that. Okay?
That's what it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's anime. It can't be child torture and porn.
It is.
That's gross. That's disgusting. I'm recommending it not for those reasons, people, but just like
I do not recommend or promote or in any way.
Yeah, that Elfen Lied has the Marcus and TJ official recommendation.
I would rather watch. What was it? It's called Koikaze, the other worst anime we've ever watched, which was an incestual brother-sister relationship where he was 29 and she was 16.
Gross.
I would rather watch that again than that shitty, terrible, life-draining anime that was Elfen Lied.
Of course, I'm only joking, people. I'm not recommending that. I saw it when I was like at that age of like edgelordy this is not one of the mainstream anime, so it's just like, you guys should watch this. So I don't really recall too much of it, but I do recall it being like, I don't remember the child porn part of it. I remember like she's a young girl, so she gets tortured and she's bloodied all the time. So I remember that shit.
There's nothing but naked 12-year-old girls in it throughout this
Stop.
entire movie.
That's terrible. Stop.
They literally, they don't show it, but they imply, what is it? A stepfather raping his stepdaughter, as with her being naked and her getting in position as he's getting ready.
Stop.
It's that bad.
Terrible.
It is disgusting.
Marcus, cut all this conversation out. It's not fun anymore.
This,
Anyways, at 101.
Oh, by the way, Evangelion, not that.
I remember enjoying Evangelion. I was like, this is it's okay. It's good. It's slow.
I haven't seen it in years. I don't even think
Same.
I've ever seen the entire thing. But
They keep adding on to it, don't they?
Yeah, and I don't like mechs in general, but as far as an anime go, it's a classic. So
yeah, it's good. This is a French name word, I think. So I'm gonna try Asterix and Obelix.
Oh, Asterix and Obelix. That is
God save Britannia.
Asterix and Obelix is, I think it's a French comic book.
It looks live. Hold on.
Well, it might be a live version of it,
Yeah,
but
it looks
Asterix, and I think he's like a Viking.
It looks, yeah, he crosses the channel to help second cousin Anticlimax face down Julius Caesar and invading Rome. I guess it's a comedy, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a children's comic. But yeah, I know of Asterix.
Okay, of course you would.
It's a comic.
You well-read son of a bitch. And at number 100, the 2012 3D re-release of Beauty and the Beast.
The actual animated Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we talked about that already.
I think we talked about this section of the list before. All this sounds vaguely familiar to me. So let's go somewhere else. Nah, I'm not doing a whole nother.
No, but I think we did like 100 to 90 or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. Because I do remember talking about Beauty and the Beast. And we probably talked about Evangelion before, you probably went to 102 down or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not doing this list again. There's so much. I feel like we've covered this year before. Maybe for one of our picks.
Maybe. I don't know. I remember vaguely. I do remember the Beauty and the Beast and remember asking him. So
the live action versus the
yes.
Yes, that's the box office of 2012. Yeah. Woo.
All right, so moving on to the behind the scenes stuff. Nothing really to talk about, but this is an interesting movie because this is normally when we cover an animated movie, it's adapting like a storyline in the comics.
Yes.
This is adapting one comic book. It's literally one comic. It's Action Comics number 775. It is a 23-page comic that they had to stretch into an hour.
I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. I was reading something. Say it one more time. I'm so sorry.
So normally this animated movies covers storylines.
Yes.
It's like 3 or 4 or 5, 6 comics that they cover that they're adapting to a movie. This one in particular is only covering one comic book, which is a 23-page comic book, Action Comics number 7075. So they had to stretch this into an hour-long movie.
Wow. And I think I've said this before. Usually, screenwriting-wise, 1 page is 1 minute. So 23 pages is about 23 minutes of movie. So
right. But what's interesting about this, even more interesting, is that comic book was released in March 2001. So the writer of the comic actually adapted the movie. Joe Kelly wrote the original comic, and now he wrote the screenplay for the movie.
Really?
Yeah. So it's the first time we actually had the creator of the story actually adapt his own story.
I had nothing to add to that, but fascinating.
Yeah. So, and he changed quite a bit of it, actually.
For good or for worse? You've read a comic, I guess, then, huh?
Yeah. Well, I'll go through the comic real quick because it's literally just one comic.
Okay.
Yeah, like it opens up with a giant gorilla being killed, like a King Kong sized gorilla, and the elite kill him, and then Superman shows up, and they're wondering who the elite is, and then the supervillains attack another city, and the elite show up and kill them all, and Superman's like helpless to do it because he got knocked down. That's a scene in the movie, obviously. And they're like, this is how the world is these days, so forth and so forth. And then after that, Superman, there was a little bit of pages, character building and stuff like that. But eventually it gets to the point where Superman and gets mad at them, punches one of them. All right, now we're gonna kill you, Superman, because you threw the first strike, and they went to the moon. And then he pretends to kill them all, and we get the whole lesson at the end.
Spoiler.
So yeah, it's essentially the same, except they changed a few things. Like they decided to go a little more political in this one.
Yeah.
And do like that storyline instead of like just having random no-name supervillains get murdered and stuff. So they had like soldiers and stuff in this.
Okay.
But what's interesting about this one is like 2001, the story that was written, it was called "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way," because it was at the time of like anti-heroes and stuff, and a lot of like dark superhero telling and like killing and stuff like that. And Joe Kelly was like, what's wrong with just having Superman be Superman and being a hero,
Yeah.
So that's why he wrote that story. So to show that, there's a place for regular superheroes. You don't need all these dark, guys killing everybody and stuff and doing things.
Which I'm totally fine. I like that.
And that's kind of the message in that comic, and kind of the message here. I mean,
Definitely.
It's a little more updated for the time, like 2012.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess because what's his face? Batman's movies became all brooding and dark, so everyone wanted to go.
Well, not even Batman, because Batman doesn't kill anybody.
No, but I'm just saying, like that darkness
But
of the universe is so well.
I'm actually thinking more along the line of Punisher and
Okay.
Ghost Rider and those types of guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
The really like edgelord, kill everybody, murder guys.
Bathe in the blood of the guilty.
Yeah,
Self-righteousness. I am the answer.
And the industry was just
What white men love to be. I'm the hero here. No, you're not. You just killed some people for no reason. So.
The industry was really trending towards was that going, and like from like the late 80s to about, I want to say, to almost 2015, 2013.
Yeah, fairly recently, honestly.
Yeah, it's just starting to really come out of the dark storytelling. We're even still getting it to this day with some stuff, but I think the Snyderverse kind of killed all that, which is good.
Yeah, I'm so glad it did.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. Me too, because it just ruins. It was ruining everything.
Yeah. Like I don't mind some heroes being that, because sure I get it.
Yeah,
some heroes, but not like, every. It's not Superman. It's not who he is.
So here's the thing: Superman.
He's a Boy Scout.
I'm curious what you thought about this movie. Did you like this movie?
If I saw this at the time, I probably would have liked it. But it's like one of those things, like I'm so like, this came out 2012, so 10 years later, 13 years later, when I've released this, I pretty much get the gist of it, because I've talked about this plenty of times before. So like, I like the idea of it. Some of the execution of it's not great.
No, it's like I said, it's a 23-page comic stretched.
Yes,
it didn't need to be as long as it was.
Well, I think I fell asleep in it last night. How we watch it today? Like, whoa, what I miss? Not much,
right?
So
but like,
it could have been told in, like you said, 23 minutes.
But this is a classic Superman story, and I know how you like Superman. So.
Yes. And what I have against this movie is the voice acting and the visuals. If it was what I would have liked visually and voice acting wise, I would give this a 10. So I do like this kind of story, that like, because this is what I always argue against Batman. Like, just kill the Joker after 20 times of escaping. He's bad. He does way too much damage to be still alive. So this kind of it just tackles that. Like, hey, we can't be doing that. So if they get in better hands, this would have been fantastic.
Right. I mean. So, like, this movie really spotlights, like, superheroes are fine and stuff like that, but you kind of, like, the world kind of needs Superman. Is that symbol of hope, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So you need that message out there that the world might be shit, but there are good things, too, you know what I mean?
But this movie never had a moment where it portrayed that for me. Like, it never had the, I get it kind of moment.
Yeah, but I think that the comic...
I know.
Really is where it really is shine. And like, I mean, like the message and stuff is still here, but like I'm talking about, this just made you think, the Superman is just, you need Superman out in the lore, you know what I mean? You don't need something like Batman or any of those.
No.
You know what I mean? They're fantastic stories, but this kind of transcends a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Not for me, this one didn't. Not
the movie. I'm talking about the character.
Oh, Superman. Yeah. He's my favorite. You know that.
Yeah, I know. But like,
Cap. Like, those are just great old boys.
Yeah, him and Captain America. You know what I mean? Those
the good old boys. I like them.
You need them. You need that message out in the world. Is what I'm trying to say. Because the world's shit. Everybody knows that.
Yep, it's easy to be cynical, depressed. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's easy to get like that. But so stories and heroes like this really just transcend their stories and like make people feel better about the world and stuff. I would even stretch this to Wonder Woman too, by the way.
Yes.
So it's just this movie with this message, and the movie itself didn't do it, but like just spotlight and why Superman is.
Yes, and that's why I wish the movie would have like had more oomph behind it with Superman. But yeah, there's just the messaging is good. Just I think the execution was just a little lacking.
Like, I mean, Superman's by far not my favorite superhero at all. But I hate it when people say Superman's boring.
No.
Superman, he's invulnerable. He's always the same thing. And one, no, he's not. But two, that's kind of the point.
Yes.
He's a symbol.
Yep, he's the moral compass of good,
and you can't destroy that. Exactly. Essentially.
And when that's done well, I get the tinglies in my feeling. I get my heart like, oh yes, this is what I want to feel. That's why I like these kind of characters.
Like the ending speech kind of did that a little bit in this.
Movie.
Yeah. It kind of almost got there.
Yes. I think if they were to retackle this, it would be a great.
Yeah, I just think it was a little long, and I think the political stuff was a little unnecessary.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we're already summing up this movie, and we didn't even start it.
I mean, it's not much to talk about this movie.
Yeah. Anyway, so before we actually dive into proper, I do have a couple of weird trailers.
God damn it, TJ! What you got?
I got a. Would it be a trailer if they're asking me to donate to a charity?
Ew, charity? Gross. That's a sponsored. No, it's a commercial. It's a commercial, right? Or
I guess. I don't know, but they want you to donate to We Can Be Heroes charity.
For the kids, right?
Yeah, hunger in Africa.
Who cares about those people? They get a penny from me.
Yeah, so that was just it was that. I got that one, and the trailer for the first season is My Babysitter's a Vampire.
I've heard about that.
I didn't up until this moment. I'm like, I have no idea why I got these two trailers. I mean, I get the charity one because DC was matching all donations at the time, I guess.
Why'd they stop?
They might still be for all I know. I don't know.
Okay, I got a question for you. It's gonna sound like an asshole thing, but like, when you go shopping, and you go to like ShopRite, wherever you go into, you get like that for groceries, and like at the end, you have the bill, you go to pay, like, hey, you want to round up for charity, and it's usually cents to $1. Why don't they just automatically do that? Or like, why don't the stores just automatically match? We don't want you to round up. We're going to donate that much ourselves.
Because some people are assholes.
No, I'm saying, why doesn't the store do that themselves? Like, why doesn't let's say Walmart does that? Let's say, why doesn't Walmart, like, okay, the change for you guys is 98 cents. We're going to give you that, but we're going to match that and give that to charity. Why don't they just do that?
Because that eats into their profit margins.
That's bullshit. Like, why put it on to the consumer? And why not just like, just donate yourself? Big corporations.
Because that eats into their profit margins.
I'm pretty sure they can use that as write-offs, can't they? Like, oh, this year totally donate it.
Yeah, but I'm sure they're already donating whatever, and if they donate too much, it might not. Because that would actually probably work.
What do you mean?
Like donation-wise?
Yeah, because no one wants to do it themselves, but Walmart
they actually don't want to donate that money. They're just doing it for
good
publicity or
like why? It's just like or how about like?
But at the same time, it's like sure the corporation should be helped, but it's not just. It's like you can help too.
No, I know, but then why ask me? Like, why do all that song and dance?
Because they can say, "Hey, look, we're doing this for charity. We're collecting this stuff for charity. It's publicity. It's publicity. It's
I know it is, but like
business 101.
I know it is such bullshit. And I guilt trip people on doing like, oh, might as well. So I get it, and it must work. Obviously, it's such a bullshit. It makes me so angry. This is one of those things like, fuck you.
I go to self-checkout,
so do I. So do I.
All right, you want to get into this proper?
Yeah.
So this movie opens up with Dr. Light blowing up some things. He's just a supervillain.
Skeletor.
No, not him.
It's Skeletor.
No, not him.
Wait.
Different supervillain.
Who's Dr. Light? Did I miss that?
Dr. Light, in the very beginning, the very opening scene, he's a supervillain on one of the many TVs.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I was just bringing him up because he's a supervillain, but he's like B, maybe C-list supervillain, so just wanted to throw it in there. Anyway, this guy's watching...
I'm sorry. Dumb question. Joker. I guess he's A tier?
He's probably the most prolific supervillain in the world.
Yeah, but like compared to like intergalactic supervillains, which I guess Joker's still on that tier because he's so Joker, or
in
is
comparison to what do you mean? I don't understand.
Like he's in DC, right? Batman and Superman always cross over. So Joker compared to like Zod or someone else who's been from other galaxies and with this true destructive power, and Joker's just crazy madman overthinking shit. Like is Joker on that level of like a threat? I assume.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Joker is definitely on a threat. I mean, if he got creative enough, he could destroy the world easily.
Yes, I'm saying like if there's an alien invasion, like Zod and he brings an army from Krypton.
Like
and
power level, no, not power level. Like power level, he'd probably get murdered.
Of course, but still, like just scheming wise, he's up there, I guess.
Like he's on the level of Lex Luthor.
Okay, so he's like a ground villain essentially. He's not.
Yeah, he's like prolific as far as in our reality. If you're talking about within their reality,
yes, that's what I'm saying. Their reality, the superverse reality. Like how much of a threat truly is Joker to the world? I don't think any of like Superman is pretty prolific in the world, and so is like the Green Lantern Corps, but I don't think many of the other heroes are like to aliens and stuff. Yeah.
So I don't think they're very prolific as far as other people knowing what they are. They usually come like, what's this about? Or, who are these guys? Or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway.
I was just curious. I'm sorry.
So yeah. So Dr. Light is destroying a bunch of things. And then there's just a bunch of TV screens showing a bunch of different bad things happening, natural disasters, political intrigue. And there's this guy watching all these TVs. He claps his hand and all the TVs turn off. And we go into the very stylized credits. Like, this is a different movie with these stylized credits. This feels like almost James Gunnish as far as that. Anyway.
Yes. That's yes. Yes.
It's very punk, I should say.
Yes, that's TJ. That's what that motherfucker is. James Gunn is like 80s, 90s British punk shit.
Yeah.
God damn. Yes, TJ. Yes, thank you.
So after the credits, we get an animated Superman cartoon where Superman
This is too meta.
Superman catches a bunch of bank robbers with a net.
It would be funny though if they would have done like a live action one. Like the cartoons watch live action shit. Like that's their entertainment.
Maybe, yeah. But it's what we got. So they Superman allowed the people to make this cartoon for charity, and Lois makes fun of them. And then the Atomic Skull attacks.
This is Skeletor.
Yeah. He looks like Skeletor.
Spot on.
He's just a super villain. He's a low enough super villain so they can do the thing they're going to do later. Not that this matters. This is in canon, but because he doesn't... The Atomic Skull is not even in the original comic.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is definitely
for just to
He's low enough so no one would care.
Yes.
Essentially. Anyway, he's turning people to ash, so he's murdering people in the street. Yeah. So there's a lot of murder in this movie. And, him and Superman fight, and he beats him.
Who beats him?
The Atomic Skull beats Superman.
Hey, man, you said he beats him, so, like, I don't know, man. As a viewer, like, who?
Yeah, I know, pronouns, but still, yes. Superman obviously beats the Atomic Skull. I don't think anyone doubted that.
This is comics we're talking about, TJ.
We're only 3 minutes into the movie.
How awesome would it be if Superman got his ass kicked by that Atomic Skull of people in the first 3 minutes?
It would. It depends. So it might be stupid, honestly. If it's because so people will be like, how? Why? This is stupid.
Yep.
It depends on how it's done. Anyway, Superman punches him into a lake, which just destroys this lake's ecosystem, and the Atomic Skull, because I think he's made of radiation, the Atomic Skull, I think, if I remember correctly. All right, anyway, he defeats the Atomic Skull, and then he's suddenly given a lecture at the UN for some reason. And what are the two names? The two countries? The two fake...
Oh, like Russia and Ukraine?
No.
That's what it is.
Is it?
No, it's not what it is, but it's damn near close, TJ.
No, well, I'm just thinking when did Russia invade Crimea?
That happened, I think, around that time, actually, thinking about it. Hold on.
So it might be.
Yeah, shit.
That's why when you brought it up, I was like, wait, maybe.
Oh, damn, that's good. Russian invade.
CRIME.
2014.
Okay.
Jesus, that's 2 years after this.
Yeah, okay, so it's not quite that. So I'm going to assume by the names Bayala and Khalistan that they're Middle Eastern countries.
Oh, probably. Yeah, duh.
Yeah, I'm going to assume they're two Middle Eastern countries. Yeah. Anyway, Superman's like defending why he didn't kill him, and then all of a sudden one of the Middle Eastern countries gets attacked, and the other one blames the other one, and Superman goes off to do it, but by the time he gets there, the elite, which we'll explain who they are in a moment, saves the day, helps Superman save the day.
What's funny about the elite design, though,
What's that?
is that they're obviously not good people. So
No.
not any point in the like. And realistically, if this shit was real, not one point would I ever like. Yeah, these guys I should root for. Like, there's obviously a demon person on your team. These people just look like bad guys.
So the elite consists of 4 people. Excuse me. They have a magician named Hat who has a magic hat. He can create things out of the hat. I'm not sure how far his powers go. He seems to only summon like monsters out of it, but I'm pretty sure he can pull anything out of it. So,
get it, guys?
So I think doesn't utilize his powers very creatively, is what I'm trying to get at.
No, he does not.
There's a woman named Menagerie who has like these demonic looking symbiotic beasts attached to her. They look more like insects in the comic book.
But like then this she's like more like Medusa-ish.
Medusa-ish, or maybe even aliens a little bit.
Oh, what's the other one? Species, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. There's a very bland guy named Coldcast who just absorbs energy.
Yeah.
He's got like one milky eye. And then the leader, Manchester Black, who has a tattoo of the Union Jack on his chest.
And he's super, super British.
Super British. He has psychic powers. He has psychic powers, so he can use it's telekinesis, right?
What's the other one? Telekinesis and
telepathy. Telepathy is the mind reading one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think telekinetics is moving thing with your mind.
So what's a psionicist? That's what I am. So, sure.
So Manchester Black is honestly a poor man's John Constantine.
Yeah. So you've seen The Boys, right?
Yeah.
It's like Billy.
Yeah, but I think Billy was based off of...
Oh, you think? Oh, that makes sense. So, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's fair.
Because this was... The original comic was 2001.
Yes.
And I don't think The Boys was released... Like, the original graphic novel, I think, was... I don't think it
has to be after 2001.
Yeah, I think it was after 2001, The Boys. But John Constantine, I think, was the design, because John Constantine was, like, 80s. I think he was...
2006, the first publication was of The Boys.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was...
Probably.
Yeah. Make sure.
Again, if I was younger, I wouldn't have minded that character that much, but he was just so like overly British. Like,
yeah, John Constantine debuted in 1985.
85.
So and at the time he was in Vertigo Comics. He wasn't part of the main DC universe, John Constantine. So I think they kind of stole the character, if I'm being honest. I have no proof of that, but
inspiration.
Yeah, well, obviously inspiration. Yes. DC's own Vertigo Comics.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
But yeah. Anyway, the Elite helps Superman destroy biologically engineered insects with laser cannons.
Yeah.
That this Middle Eastern country seemed to develop. It was a giant monkey.
Reasons.
It was a giant monkey in the comics, just so people know.
I think I'd rather have... I don't know, it's not both outlandish.
It was already dead, too. They didn't even show the fight. They just showed the destruction in the aftermath. Anyway, he helps, and then, Superman's naturally suspicious of these guys, because these guys just came out of nowhere. They have superheroes, and he's a reporter, so he's, investigating them, and then a train gets trapped in a tunnel, and Superman shows up, and then the Elite shows up to help him again, and hey, look, but this time, they found the 2 terrorists, and Manchester Black's like, hey, tell me what you know. And he almost kills them, and Superman stops him and says, you can't kill. And he's like, why? But people all over the world are like, hey, these guys are cool because they can, they're better than Superman.
They got no rules, man.
And then Manchester Black broadcasts a message to the entire planet saying, hey, oh, by the way, they have like a spaceship that's an alien.
Did you yada yada over a lot of shit?
I did.
Okay. Okay, so kind of like, where the f is he at right now? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going scene by scene.
No, you don't need to.
I took no notes.
You too?
Yeah, I took no notes, and I'm
Okay.
doing this from memory.
Okay, just making sure because you've missed a lot of shit. Like, I don't know if it's important not to you, but okay.
No, like the story's not important.
No, it's just a message. This movie's all about the message.
This is the message that's behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally, this part that I'm talking about right now is, hey, look, we got these new heroes, and Superman is working with them, and now we're slow and building up to what they're about versus what Superman's about.
Now, I guess you kind of like. I don't know if people care or not, but like the British guy's little background story. Who cares? No one cares. It's not important.
Well, it's there to show why his motivations are what they are. It's character development.
Yes.
I mean, it's not needed in this hour and 16-minute movie, but it would make sense to have it in the comics, if it makes any sense. Even though it's not there in the comics. This whole spy thing's not in the comics. He didn't have a sister, not that I know. But like I said, that was one comic.
Yeah.
This is an hour movie stretched from a 20-minute comic. So it's like...
Even then, I don't think even in this movie, because I never once cared about his motivation. Like, okay, his motivation is just kill the bad guys, because that's enough motivation you need.
Yeah, kill the bad guy because they're cancer and they won't come back after.
That's all I need. I don't care about him and his trauma as a kid. No one cares.
Right, and that's what this movie is. But because it needs to be stretched out, that's why we're getting all this extra stuff.
Yes.
Because like if you realize we don't get any backstory for any of the other elite members, so it's like. They're more interested. Well, 2 out of 3 are more interested anyway.
That's why I thought I missed a lot when I took my nap for this movie. So I was like, I didn't miss anything, really, did I?
No. Oh. Anyway, so...
The robots are back, too, by the way.
The robots.
In Superman's lair.
Well, we didn't quite get there,
I know, but they're back in this movie.
Yeah. Superman has his helper robots because we can't have the Justice League in this movie for some reason.
That was
so
God damn, that was so much better.
We needed the reason. It's in the comics, like Lois is on Clark. Like, why are you the one to do this? Why not bring in the Justice League?
I did not like her character on this movie. I'm sorry.
Her character?
She felt like a terrible nag. Like, I felt like they didn't write her well, or so. I don't know. It's just not jiving me in this movie. Maybe it could have been the voice acting I didn't like, but just something about her character. She seems more negative than usual and more joke. Well, I don't know.
She's more invested because Superman's her husband in this.
Yes.
So they're not. It's not like she's just this reporter. She's got a personal vested interest in Superman taking on these superpowered people.
Yeah, but she didn't come off how she usually comes off. Like, I feel like she's usually a stronger character. Like, she just felt like, I guess, arm candy in this movie. She just felt like not Lois Lane.
It's hard because she can't take a center stage in the story because it's not about the story. Like I said, it's about the message. So you gotta kind of she's gotta be there to be like, hey, what are you doing?
Yes.
With this? Why are you taking the fight to these guys like this by yourself, essentially? Like in the comic, it makes more sense. It's like, why aren't you bringing the Justice League in on this or anything?
Yeah.
Because these guys are powerful, and he's like, and Superman's like, and he's got a point. This is about him and what he stands for, and if he doesn't do it, then it kind of diminishes everything.
Yeah, it's valid, very valid.
So it's very much the story fighting with the message here. So you kind of have these moments in the movie that are supposed to be character developed, and I guess they don't always work.
They don't. Like I said, she's not a bad character. It's just like I felt like she was just...
And the voice acting's a little off in this movie.
I think she was just not given the attention or given the strength, I guess.
Yeah, it's just... She's not there. She's just there to be the side of Clark that is not prideful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's there to be devil advocate for the other side. Like he says at one time, we can't go around you don't want to go around killing people. And she says, sometimes I do think about you should just kill some people.
Well, I think that's a redundancy there, because early in the movie we had the black character. He kind of says that. Obviously, he's advocating devil's advocate. But I just feel like a lot of these roles were redundant. Maybe that's what it was. Like, she didn't stick out enough as Lois Lane. She was just reiterating other shit we've seen in this movie already.
Yeah,
maybe that's my issue was.
But at the same time, it would make less sense if she didn't do the things that she did either.
No, you're not wrong, but it just felt like,
because it's like I said, she's personally, this affects her.
Yeah.
on a personal
Yes,
level.
yes.
So
No,
it's
and
not
I
like
get that. Yeah.
everyone else is just like bystanders and all
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like anyway.
Sorry.
So they save the people from the train. Manchester Blacko was killed. He broadcasts to the world that, hey, all you bad people who are doing bad things, if you continue to do bad things, I'm going to kill you, essentially. And then the Middle Eastern countries are like, screw this. So the one invades the other, and then Superman goes to intervene, but he gets knocked out by one of the elite's powers, which something about neutrons in their brain or something. I don't know. I kind of glazed over with the explanation on that one. And so Superman's been taken out, and he's about to get killed by these soldiers, and then the elite show up and murder them all graphically.
Yes. Yes. It's glorious.
And then Superman passes out. They take him to their bug spaceship thing that was an alien entity or something. And he's like, you can't kill people. Superman says this to them. You can't kill people. He's like, yes, we can. He's like, I'll stop you. And then he gets teleported.
Do we ever explain where they come from?
Who?
The elite. Like, I know where the guy comes from, but like, do they ever explain like everyone else's bullshit? Well, you said they don't, so never mind.
No, they're just people on Earth.
But, like, where's this? Like, where's they get this shit from?
They found it, I think they said, and then it was a living entity, but they like got rid of like its emotional centers and stuff, so now it's just a ship or something. I don't know. They explained it in like 2 sentences,
Okay.
but it was there.
Okay.
It wasn't a very convincing one, but it was
It's
there.
like we have to address it, but we're not gonna yada yada. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Superman gets teleported back, and now everyone's on the side of the elite. Like kids don't even want to be Superman because they're not that killed, and the elite is. And, you know, it's a little ham-fisted at points.
Yeah, yeah. Like no
Like,
one supports Superman, really, guys.
I mean,
I get it, though.
Some people are. But like they're like second guessing. Hey, maybe we should because
I think there's a nuance to it. That's my thing. Like, if someone like the Joker, who's been breaking out of Arkham for X amount of years, so many times, killed so many people, kill the guy. But if someone does a crime, maybe a bad crime, one time, arrest them, put them in jail, and see where it goes. But if they're like a recurring problem,
I don't know if that is if Joker's consistently breaking out of Arkham. I don't think that's a Joker thing. I think that's an Arkham problem. Maybe you should send them to a different prison.
That too. Maybe that. I don't know. There should be something. Again, it's a nuance thing.
Maybe stop sending them to the mental the mental prison that seems to have open door policy.
Yes.
And then maybe he won't get out every 3 days and kill a bunch of more people.
Make sure the staff is good at their job and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a failing of the government, not so much
that too,
as...
yeah. Well, yeah, like I just yeah. It's again nuances. I think this movie's too black and white. I feel not like if they wanted to make it an hour and a half movie like they did, they could have had more gray areas in it.
I don't know if it's completely black and white though, because like when we get to the end, Superman shows what he's capable of.
Yeah, but
he shows what he's capable of. And this is like, is this what you really want from me?
But even then, that still goes on to just end there. Like maybe if you want to be more black and white, they could have kept going. Like, do we trust Superman? We saw what he could do. Granted, he says he's not going to do, but he still saw maybe they could put like programs and like I don't know.
But then we're getting into more evil Superman stories.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This movie, like, I get why the movie is the way it is. I just feel like it's too good versus bad, not enough gray.
Like I said, I think this movie suffers from the fact that it is stretched into a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yes.
Like it works as a 1-page comic.
Yes.
I mean, there's still some ham-fisted stuff in there, obviously,
sure.
and stuff like that. But it's all, like we said, it's all about the message.
Yep.
Like it's like you can have these regular heroes. These heroes of who won't kill and have moral guidance and stuff like that. You don't need people to murder everybody.
Exactly. So, anyways,
I don't even remember where I was.
That was fantastic.
Anyway, so yeah,
the review's longer than the movie, so who cares?
The Atomic Skull breaks back out of prison, and
does some shit.
Superman goes to stop him, and the elite show up and come the thing, and it's another one of those instances. Hey. You arrest this guy in the beginning. Look, he's out again, killing more people. And then the kid's dad from earlier gets turned to ash and is murdered in front of him. And the elites, and after Superman and Elite put down the Atomic Skull, Manchester Black asks the kid, like, what do you want us to do? You want him to continue murdering people and escaping from jail? And the kid says, do it. And then Manchester Black murders the Atomic Skull by blowing up his head.
Yep.
That's another reason why they chose the Atomic Skull, though, so they can actually blow someone's head up and it only looks like a skeleton skull.
Still pretty dark.
Yeah, I know. But
In
it's
front of a
not like
crowd
an
of people,
actual...
Like, he just executed someone.
Yes, he did.
Like, God damn. Public execution. Like, holy shit.
Yep. And yeah, that is...
What's wrong?
I'm trying to remember how it
unfolds.
Because I know the next part is the war.
Fight. Yeah, it's a big fight.
The war breaks out, but like Superman, like he just murdered somebody in front of everybody. He should be arrested right now.
Well, there's super guys doing what the people wanted.
Yeah, I know. So like, that's why I'm wondering. Like, they just teleport away, right?
Yes. Yeah, because Superman goes in for a punch. They all stop him. The Bane guy's like, nah. Well, we declare war on you now. And they teleport away. And then the council's like, whoa, what things happened? And
yeah, so now the two Middle Eastern countries declare war. And then Superman shows up and stops them without killing a single soldier. See, you could do it. And you're like, what's that supposed to prove? Doesn't mean anything. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We killed the two leaders of the government. The elite does.
Yep.
And they just murdered.
Yeah, they're all dead.
The entire Middle Eastern country. So we don't have to worry about that storyline anymore. That storyline's over.
Yeah, that's exactly how that would happen.
That's what the movie portrays it as.
I know. Can you imagine the turmoil that would happen? Like the whole government of any area would just collapse like that.
Anyhow, so Superman gets really mad that they killed these guys, and he punches Manchester Black. And Manchester Black's like, okay, you gave us cause. Now it's your turn to die. Tomorrow, you die. And so Superman, mopes with Lois the night before. And, the next day, there's a giant fight. But Superman's like, we're not fighting in the city. Take us to space. Because they go to a moon. And the elite proceed to kick Superman's ass until they don't.
Yeah.
Because they think they've beaten him, but then Superman turns super scary and essentially poisons the bug girl, looking like she killed her, suffocates the hat guy, sends the other guy into orbit at such a speed that he's gonna explode, and then he lobotomizes Manchester Black, but not really. He just pretends to do all that.
Well,
and says, see, how does he pretend to do that?
Yeah.
And also he acts like he's gonna he destroys a bunch of buildings and crushes a bunch of people with like rubble and stuff, including Lois, because he's evil now. But not really, because there's a bunch of robots there to say, haha, we saved everybody. We didn't kill anybody.
So stupid.
Robots not in the comic, by the way.
I hope not. I rolled my eyes so hard at that.
No, in the comic, the whole fight takes place on the moon, and he's like, I didn't really do all that stuff. You just saw what I wanted you to see, essentially, and he defeats him that way. But it's like Manchester Black is now thinks all of his friends are dead, and he's like, you're a hypocrite, and you just killed you're Superman, you're not supposed to do all this stuff. And then it's the big message, so forth and so forth. See, you could do it without killing people, and people were scared of who I was like this, the whole message that we've been discussing this entire movie.
Yes.
And then everyone gets arrested, and the day is saved, and Superman is right.
Yeah.
Don't kill.
Or maybe stand your ground. Who knows?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the movie.
It's a good story.
Yes.
Well, not story. Well, it's good. It's a good story and a good message, just not executed very well.
I don't think it's a good story. I think it's just a good idea. Like, okay, what if this? And then that's like, because the story's not really
I said.
It's just like, okay, here's the message.
The story itself is fine. It's just all the added elements didn't really help it. Like Superman trying to prove that not murdering people is a fine story within of itself.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it has been done in better ways.
Yes.
In better Superman stories.
Yes.
So, like every Superman story is pretty much, we're not going to kill.
Exactly. So, like, do we really need this movie? Like, this just felt like.
But like I said, this is like an iconic story, iconic comic, essentially.
Yeah.
And they just seem to adapt everything that was popular.
That.
So that's what this was a result of. And I guess Joe Kelly, the guy who wrote the comic, wanted to adapt it. So like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't think we've ever gotten that before. So
I get it. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's Superman.
It's too bloated. I couldn't recommend it because it's so like, yeah.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend it. If you like Superman, I think you'll like it.
I guess it's skippable.
That's definitely skippable.
That's my thing. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. Like, it's not terrible, but it's just like it's not good
I don't
enough for
know.
me to like go watch it, guys. So like,
I wouldn't judge it that harshly.
what'd you get?
I think it's an average 5.
A 5, yeah.
I think it's an average movie. I think read the comic. I don't really necessarily would always say go read the comic because they're usually whole storylines, but this is literally one comic.
Yeah,
It's Action Comics number 775, and it's way more condensed and to the point. So I think it's done better there. But anything's done better when it's tightly written,
exactly.
tighter written. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like we said this a lot in this review, but like it's just they took one comic and stretched it into an hour. It's gonna be running into problems when you do that.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm at a 5.
I'll stick at a 4. Yeah. Anything else, TJ?
No, we can cut out.
Okay.
And this review was not longer than this movie, by the way.
I am proud of us.